What's up, fam? It's your boy Kirk Nugent, and we're back with another installment of How It All Works Academy Ecamm Edition. In today's video, we're going to be looking at camera effects. We talked about all this, a couple other things before, but camera effects, just that window, that individual control panel, that's what we're going to be looking at in today's video. So without any further ado, let's dive in. So here we are back in Ecamm, and I'm going to say to you yet again, do not be overwhelmed by what you're seeing. Don't be overwhelmed, okay? Everything here is for a purpose. Everything is here for a reason. Now, we did a video where we talked about cameras and connecting different cameras and broadcast quality settings and all that stuff. But here we're talking about camera effects. Camera effects. We talked about sound effects yesterday, and if you didn't see that video, go back and check it out. We're talking about camera effects today. And so here you're seeing at the top, it says CamLink 4K. That's the camera that I'm on right now. You can actually see that here on the bottom, CamLink 4K. So once you have the camera selected, we can now go through some of these options. So you do have the option to do a green screen, and we can do that just by clicking this box here and then selecting a green screen, either some of the default ones, or you can upload one from your computer and you can have it set there. You can make it transparent. You can mask the edges. You can blur the background, and you can actually have a slider for that. Now, I am unable to demonstrate that for you because I don't have a physical green screen here. You have to have a green screen. I will just say that to you, is that if you want to use the green screen in Ecamm, you have to have a green screen. I don't have my green screen set up today. Here's the other thing that I want to say, and this is of critical importance. One of the things that you're going to see here is guest one, right? So I'm going to go to guest one. If I come here to camera effects, you notice that I have the option to go to guest one. If your guest, and I know you can't see me, so let me go back to preview mode and bring myself back on screen here. But if your guest wants to use a green screen, right, then you need to bring them up in the camera effects window. You see that here. I'm selecting guest one or whatever the guest is. Have them send you their virtual background, and then you come in here, select green screen. Select whatever one they've sent you, open the file. You can choose file here, and then you can look wherever you've downloaded that file to. But you need the guest to send you their green screen of choice. Of course, they will need to be on a green screen, and then you can set it up here. You have all the different options. You control that on your side as the host in Ecamm. If you have a guest, I'm going to say this again. We're going to go through this probably again during the interview mode video, but you will have to select the guest's camera. Select green screen or blue screen, depending on, you have blue screen here, you have green screen here. That's great that they have that. Then you select the backdrop that they want, and then they'll be set. You can kind of adjust it and adjust their colors, adjust everything. You have full control as the host in Ecamm. This is what I love about Ecamm, is that you have the control. Your guests are just that. They are guests. So they don't leave any of that stuff to chance. Just tell them to send their stuff to you. Let's go back to the CamLink camera here for a second. I'm going to go back to live mode and revert changes so that we have myself on screen here. And then you can see zoom and pan is the next item that's here. So we click on zoom and pan, and this option opens up. And what that is, you can kind of frame yourself a little bit tighter. And I'm going to show you how to do this in different scenes in Ecamm as well when we get to the scenes setup. But you can actually set a scene that's like this, and then have another scene where it just goes right back to normal. You click there, you get that shot. You click here. It's like you're having two different cameras, but you're mimicking that with one. This camera effects window is very powerful, so I want to make sure that is known. But here's the other thing that I want you to know, is that you not only can move it side to side and in and out, you can actually make it smaller than the actual canvas is, right? You can make it smaller and move it to the side. And I know a lot of people, before the interview mode thing was really big, a lot of people used to use this to be able to kind of put themselves on screen somewhere while they had something else on screen as well. We don't actually have to do that anymore, but I wanted to let you know that ability is there, and those hacks do exist. So zoom and pan also under your camera effects. In the camera effects window. Now we have picture settings. I mean, listen, this is like color grading live for your live stream. This is, no one else gives you this, folks. I want you to know that no one else gives you this. I can change my brightness, right? I can change my temperature. I can make it blue. I can make it yellow. I can change my saturation, right? Make it black and white. I can change the tint. And of course, I have the ability to change my gamma. Then, of course, I can reset it and bring it back to normal. But here's the other thing. You can actually upload a LUT. And this is a lookup table for your camera. I have a lookup table that's specifically for the Sony a6000, which is the camera I'm using. And I've put that in here, Cinecolor slog 3.cube, and I can actually turn that up. So this is what I look like without the LUT. I usually have the LUT at about 10. So I'm going to put it back to 10, and then here I'm back to normal. This is what I'm usually at. So get it, just kind of, think about some of the options and the features that this opens up for you. Very, very, very powerful. Listen, when I tell you we're just scratching the surface, I'm giving you preliminary stuff. When we get into scenes and overlays, you guys are going to have your minds blown. You can mirror your video here just by one click, one checkbox. You can mirror your video. So if you get in somewhere and it's like, I really need this to look a different way, or if I'm in a recording and I want to look this way at my screen, but it looks like I'm looking the other way, I'll just mirror the video. So that's a great option to have. You can mirror that in any scene where you are. All these settings take effect no matter where that camera is. Everything that is done in the camera effects screen is done per camera. So if I switch to my Blackmagic ATEM Mini, the settings will switch to that, what I have set for that camera. Now, here's the thing with the ATEM Mini, folks. If you have multiple cameras connected to the ATEM, then those settings will be for all the cameras you have set for the ATEM. So you got to keep that in mind. But I mean, even for this shot here, I'd like it to be a little brighter. So I'm going to make that a little brighter. I'd like to, maybe there's some saturation. I don't know. I don't know. I remember I made some changes to this some time ago, but I hit reset in the process of doing this video. So not much I can do here. And of course I can switch back to the other camera, and then I'm back to the settings that we're looking at on this camera. You can switch it to black and white with one checkbox, and then you can adjust your brightness if you want to make it, a little bit brighter for what you're trying to achieve, or what you're trying to, the look you're going for your video. Then you can also rotate the whole thing 180. That's been really useful for me as well. And then of course you can set your default camera. That's a really good thing to do, so that when you do create a scene that is a camera scene, it automatically picks the camera that you want. And then that's it, guys. Look, even though we went over this very quickly, the name of the game is going to be going through here and playing with it, going through and familiarizing yourself with it, taking time in your prep work as you use Ecamm to really see, what do I like? What does it look like? Hit record, hit finish, and then go back through, watch it on several different screens, see how it looks, and then to make some adjustments, make some determinations in terms of what you want to see. But that is camera effects in a nutshell. So there you have it. I mean, camera effects. Talk to me in the comments about what you're going to use this for. What kinds of ideas does this open for you? I want to let you know that we have some really big ones coming up, okay? Really huge ones coming up. Our next 2 videos are going to be talking about scenes and overlays. Scenes and overlays part 1, scenes and overlays part 2. And then after that, we're going to be talking about virtual camera. You want to be in the space for these videos, for this part of the Academy, How It All Works Academy, Ecamm Edition. You want to be in place for these, because even as you look at camera effects today and think about all the different things you can do with that, when you begin to see what's possible with scenes and overlays and the virtual camera, and start to think about all the different spaces you can use this in, it's going to be a game changer. Ecamm is literally, Ecamm Live Pro, I have the Pro version, that's the one I recommend to everybody, is a game changer. It is a phenomenal application. If you own a Mac, this is the platform you want to be on in order to get your live streams to the next level, in order to take your audience to the next level, in order to take your content to the next level. It's your boy Kirk Nugent, the Geek Speaker Preacher, hoping that somewhere in the video today, as we played with some camera effects, we got you a little closer to figuring out how it all works. We'll see you in the next video.